Have you ever wondered why some people simply can't value you, no matter how hard you try? Maybe you've noticed that no matter how much you try, it seems like your efforts are always underestimated or even ignored. The truth is, there are powerful actions that, when applied, not only highlight your true value, but also leave those who don't know how to value you in complete despair. These actions are contrary to what most people think, challenging and often counterintuitive. However, these strategies can bring about a quick and profound change in how you are perceived and respected. In this content, we will explore 13 actions that, when practiced, reveal your true essence and impose a new level of respect. You no longer need to beg for recognition. Instead, you'll learn how to be a stoic, resilient, and self-sufficient person. Get ready to discover practices that go beyond the ordinary, challenge expectations, and at the same time bring quick and powerful rewards to your life. If you're tired of being underestimated and want to take control of your life, keep reading. What you're about to learn could change the way you relate to the world forever. Topic 1. The power of silence. Silence in Stoic practice is a tool of power that few recognize in its true depth. When someone faces provocations and chooses not to react verbally, they are not just avoiding a conflict, but demonstrating an emotional control that few can achieve. This self-control, often cultivated by modern Stoics, is what unsettles those who expect a reaction. By observing without responding, the person creates a space for reflection where they can evaluate the situation more clearly. Silence, therefore, is not the absence of a response, but a conscious choice that reflects a powerful inner wisdom. Imagine a situation where someone tries to provoke you at work. Most people give in to the impulse to respond immediately, often regretting it later. However, the modern Stoic uses silence to break this cycle. By not responding, you convey that you do not depend on external validation, showing that your value is rooted in your own perception of yourself. This practice of silence can be as destabilizing for the provocateur as an aggressive response, but with the added benefit of preserving your inner peace. Silence, in addition to being a powerful response, is also a space for observation. While most people rush to speak, the Stoic listens and analyzes, preparing a response that, if necessary, will be measured and effective. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, true power lies in controlling what can be controlled, and silence is an expression of that. The lack of words in this context becomes a tangible manifestation of strength, a strength that feeds on the Stoic wisdom accumulated over years of practice. In everyday situations such as heated debates or family discussions, silence can be the best response. By refraining from reacting impulsively, you not only protect your tranquility, but also demonstrate an emotional maturity that few possess. This self-control characteristic of Stoic philosophy changes the dynamics of interactions and can transform the way others perceive you. By choosing silence, you opt for a path of wisdom, showing that you are above the trivial provocations that others throw your way. This inner strength manifested by silence is a reflection of a deep knowledge of oneself. Those who practice modern Stoicism understand that true wisdom lies not in winning arguments, but in remaining unshaken by them. This silence, full of meaning and intention, paves the way for the next Stoic principle, the art of not reacting. By learning to master silence, you prepare yourself for the next level of emotional self-control, which is the key to living a full life aligned with your deepest values. Topic 2. The art of not reacting. The art of not reacting is one of the most important pillars of Stoicism, especially in the context of modern Stoic philosophy. It's not about being passive or indifferent, but about controlling your emotions so that you are not dominated by them. When someone practices this art, they demonstrate a profound understanding of Stoic wisdom. True strength does not lie in responding impulsively, but in carefully choosing when and how to act. By not immediately reacting to provocations or insults, you show that you are in command of yourself, which inevitably leaves a powerful impression on others. Consider a situation where you are being publicly criticized, whether on social media or in a work meeting. The natural reaction would be to defend yourself immediately, perhaps even aggressively. However, the Stoic understands that true wisdom lies in pausing, taking a deep breath, and assessing whether a response is really necessary. Often, by not reacting, you confuse those who expect a heated response, making them realize that their attempts to destabilize you are useless. This not only preserves your inner calm, but also strengthens your image as a centered and self-assured person. Not reacting impulsively is, in fact, a form of action. By choosing not to react, you are actively taking control of the situation and not allowing circumstances or other people to dictate your behavior. This principle is essential for those who seek to practice Stoicism in their daily lives, especially in high-tension situations. Stoic wisdom suggests that by avoiding immediate reaction, you not only preserve your energy, but also open up space for a more thoughtful and effective response if necessary. To apply this art in daily life, it is important to adopt practices that help develop self-control, such as meditation or daily reflection on your actions and reactions. A practical example might be establishing a personal rule of waiting 24 hours before responding to a message or email that provokes a strong emotional reaction. This small pause can be enough to completely change the dynamics of the situation, allowing you to respond in a way that is in alignment with your Stoic values, and that demonstrates your emotional resilience. This art of not reacting sets the stage for true self-sufficiency, another fundamental principle of Stoicism. By mastering your reactions, you begin to realize that you don't depend on others to validate your actions or emotions. This internal control is the foundation for the self-sufficiency we will discuss next, where the power of being independent of others' opinions becomes increasingly evident in the life of the modern Stoic. Topic 3. The value of self-sufficiency. Self-sufficiency from the perspective of Stoic philosophy is much more than the ability to fend for oneself. It is a life stance where the individual frees themselves from the chains of external validation and the desire to please others. Those who practice modern Stoicism understand that true strength lies in the ability to sustain oneself emotionally and intellectually without depending on the opinions or external support. When someone reaches this level of self-sufficiency, they begin to be seen as an independent and strong person, inspiring respect and admiration. Imagine a situation where you find yourself faced with an important decision, such as changing careers or ending a relationship. Most people seek advice and approval from others before making a decision, fearing disapproval or criticism. However, the modern Stoic values self-sufficiency and trusts their own wisdom and discernment to guide their choices. By acting based on your own values and convictions without being influenced by others' expectations, you demonstrate an inner strength that is truly powerful. This self-sufficiency is a shield against manipulation. When you do not rely on others to feel secure or validated, you become immune to attempts at control or persuasion. This means that you choose your relationships based on what truly matters to you, and not out of fear of being rejected or criticized. Stoic philosophy teaches that this freedom, acquired through self-sufficiency, is what allows us to live a full life aligned with our deepest values. After all, true freedom does not lie in doing what one wants, but in being who one is without needing the approval of others. A practical example of how to cultivate self-sufficiency is to develop hobbies or activities that strengthen your independence. Reading Stoic books like Meditations by Marcus Aurelius can be an excellent way to start building this internal foundation. Additionally, dedicating time to self-knowledge, whether through meditation or keeping a reflective journal, can also help strengthen this quality. As you become more self-sufficient, you'll find that your confidence will increase, and others' opinions will have less and less influence over your decisions. This self-sufficiency prepares you to focus on the essential, another fundamental Stoic principle that we will address next. By freeing yourself from the need for external approval, you become able to concentrate your energy on what truly matters without distractions or detours. And it is this focus that will allow you to live a more meaningful life aligned with your deepest values. Topic 4. Focus on the essential. Focusing on the essential is a practice that distinguishes true modern Stoics. In a world full of distractions and external demands, being able to concentrate only on what really matters is a rare and valuable skill. Stoic philosophy teaches that by identifying and prioritizing the essential, you not only preserve your energy, but also avoid being dragged down by trivial concerns or external influences. This focus is not just a matter of efficiency, but a way to align your life with your deepest values, providing an inner peace that confounds those who live in constant agitation. Imagine you are trying to achieve a personal goal, such as learning a new skill or improving your health. It's easy to get lost in distractions, like the pressure to meet others' expectations or the temptation to put off what's important to make room for less significant activities. However, the modern Stoic understands that true success comes from maintaining focus on what truly matters. By eliminating distractions and concentrating on your priorities, you become unwavering in your journey, demonstrating a determination that inspires and impresses others. This focus on the essential also brings with it a mental clarity that is crucial for making effective decisions. When you focus only on what is fundamental, choices become clearer and the path ahead more evident. Stoic wisdom teaches us that many of our sufferings stem from dispersing energy on things that deep down have no real value. By freeing yourself from these distractions, you find a serenity that can only be achieved when you are truly aligned with what is essential. A practical example of how to apply this principle in everyday life is through the practice of daily review, a technique used by Stoics to reflect on what was done throughout the day and identify what truly contributed to your well-being and progress. By doing this, you can adjust your priorities and ensure that you are focusing on what truly matters. Books like Meditations by Marcus Aurelius offer excellent insights on how to maintain this focus, constantly reminding us of the importance of living a life centered on essential values. This focus on the essential, when cultivated, prepares you to set clear boundaries, something we will address in the next topic. When you know what is truly important, it becomes easier to define and maintain boundaries that protect your time and energy, ensuring that you continue to live according to your highest values and priorities. Topic 5. The importance of setting boundaries. Setting clear boundaries is an essential practice for anyone who wants to live a life aligned with Stoic principles. In a world where external demands often compete for our attention, having the ability to set and maintain boundaries is an expression of self-respect and practical wisdom. Modern Stoics understand that these boundaries function as protective barriers, ensuring that time and inner peace are preserved. When you define what is acceptable in your interactions and activities, you are sending a powerful message that you deeply value your well-being and will not allow it to be compromised. Think about how often people feel overwhelmed simply because they didn't know how to say no to a request or because they allowed their personal boundaries to be crossed. Stoicism teaches that wisdom lies in knowing your own limits and having the courage to maintain them even in the face of social pressure. By doing so, you not only preserve your energy, but also set an example for others, demonstrating that self-respect is a virtue that must be cultivated. Setting boundaries also means having clarity about your priorities, something we discussed earlier when focusing on the essential. When you know what truly matters to you, it's easier to say no to what doesn't align with those values. This act of defining boundaries is not a rejection of others, but an affirmation of your commitment to your own growth and well-being. Stoic practice reminds us that control over our own lives begins with the ability to decide where and how to invest our time and energy. A practical example could be establishing specific times for personal and professional activities, and the firm decision not to allow one area to invade the other. If you decide that evenings are reserved for family or rest, for example, learning to decline meetings or additional tasks during that time is a way to protect your boundaries. This approach not only increases your efficiency, but also reinforces your self-confidence, showing that you are in control of your life. By mastering the art of setting boundaries, you prepare yourself to explore the wisdom of time, the next Stoic principle that teaches us the importance of acting at the right moment. The ability to set boundaries and use time effectively are interconnected skills that ensure a life lived with purpose and intentionality. Topic 6. The wisdom of time. The wisdom of time is a virtue that Stoics deeply value, and it is a skill that, when mastered, transforms the way we live our lives. In modern Stoicism, understanding time as an ally means recognizing the value of waiting for the right moment to act. In a world that often pressures us to act immediately, having the patience and clarity to wait for the ideal moment demonstrates a rare inner strength. This ability to wait, to reflect before making decisions, is what distinguishes those who have control over their lives from those who are controlled by circumstances. Think about the last time you felt the pressure to make an important decision. It might have been a job offer, a life change, or even a response to a provocation. In such moments, the impulse to act quickly can be strong, but the Stoic understands that immediate action is not always the best choice. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reflected on the importance of using time to gain clarity. Waiting, pondering, and acting only when one is sure of the decision, that is true Stoic wisdom. Waiting for the right moment does not mean inaction, but rather a deep understanding of circumstances. The modern Stoic knows that time can be a powerful ally when used wisely. By waiting, you not only avoid hasty decisions that could lead to regret, but also better prepare for the challenges ahead. This strategic patience, characteristic of Stoic philosophy, allows you to grow with adversity, using each moment as an opportunity to strengthen your resilience. A practical example can be found in the practice of setting aside time for daily reflection. At the end of the day, instead of acting on emotions in the moment, the Stoic takes time to analyze their actions, think about the possible consequences of future decisions, and only then act. This habit, in addition to bringing more serenity, ensures that your choices are always aligned with your values and long-term goals. Stoic books like Meditations by Marcus Aurelius can be excellent guides for developing this patience and wisdom in using time. This wisdom in using time prepares you to embrace the practice of gratitude, the next Stoic principle that teaches us to see the positive side, even in criticism and challenges. When you learn to wait and use time to your advantage, it becomes easier to find reasons to be grateful even in the most difficult situations. Topic 7. Practicing gratitude. Practicing gratitude is one of the most powerful ways to transform your perspective on life, especially within Stoic philosophy. In modern Stoicism, gratitude is not just a pleasant feeling, but a practical tool for dealing with adversity and challenges. When you cultivate gratitude, especially in response to criticism or difficult situations, you are essentially reprogramming your mind to focus on the positive. This practice, though simple, has the power to disarm those who try to bring you down and strengthen your relationships, promoting an environment of well-being around you. Imagine, for example, that you receive unexpected criticism at work. The common reaction would be to defend yourself or feel offended. But the Stoic sees this situation as an opportunity to practice gratitude. By internally thanking for the criticism, recognizing that it may contain valuable learning, you break the cycle of negativity that the criticism could have generated. This simple act of gratitude transforms the energy of the situation, turning it into a source of personal growth rather than an emotional burden. Gratitude also plays a crucial role in how you relate to others. By expressing gratitude regularly, you strengthen positive connections around you and reduce the impact of negative interactions. Stoic philosophy teaches that gratitude should not be reserved only for big moments, but should be a daily practice applied to small things. Recognizing the value of experiences, people, and even challenges in your life is an effective way to maintain a healthy and balanced perspective. To incorporate the practice of gratitude into daily life, a suggestion is to start a gratitude journal where you write down 3 things you are grateful for each day. This simple practice can be extremely powerful in shifting your focus and helping you see the positive side of situations. Additionally, reading Stoic phrases that reinforce this idea, such as those by Marcus Aurelius, can be an effective way to internalize this principle. Over time, this practice becomes a natural habit that strengthens your resilience and prepares you to face any challenge with a positive attitude. This attitude of gratitude cultivated daily also reinforces the virtue of resilience, which we will explore in the next topic. The ability to be grateful even in difficulties is what builds an unshakable inner strength that confuses those who expect you to break in the face of adversity. Topic 8. Stoic resilience. Resilience is a central virtue in Stoic philosophy, and those who cultivate it discover an inner strength that few possess. In modern Stoicism, resilience is not just the ability to endure challenges, but the ability to grow through them. Facing adversities with courage and serenity is what distinguishes a true Stoic. When you practice resilience, you are not just surviving difficulties, but transforming them into opportunities for personal development, demonstrating to the world that no matter how harsh the circumstances, you remain firm and unbreakable. Consider a situation where you face a significant loss, whether financial, emotional, or physical. The natural reaction might be despair or frustration, but the Stoic sees this situation as a test of their resilience. By refusing to be shaken by adversity, you confuse those who expect to see you fall. This serene strength is not born of insensitivity, but of a deep understanding that, as Marcus Aurelius taught, obstacles are not just something to be endured, but something to be overcome and used for growth. Resilience is also nurtured by the continuous and daily practice of facing small challenges with determination. Every time you choose not to give in to stress or pressure, you are strengthening this virtue. Stoic philosophy teaches that life is full of uncertainties and that the true measure of a person is not what they face, but how they face it. By developing a resilient mindset, you prepare not just to survive life's storms, but to emerge from them stronger and wiser. To practice Stoic resilience, an effective approach is to constantly seek situations that challenge your comfort. This could mean taking on greater responsibilities at work, facing personal fears, or simply adopting habits that strengthen your mind and body, such as reading Stoic books or practicing meditation. Books like Meditations by Marcus Aurelius are valuable guides that offer insights on how to stay calm and strong in the face of adversity. Every challenge overcome becomes a brick in the construction of an unbreakable resilience. This resilience, once developed, also prepares you to adopt indifference to criticism and provocations, which we will discuss next. The ability to remain resilient in the face of difficulties perfectly aligns with the practice of indifference, demonstrating that you are immune to others' attempts to destabilize you. Topic 9. The power of indifference. The power of indifference is an essential tool in the Stoics' arsenal. In modern Stoic philosophy, indifference is not apathy, but the ability to stay focused on what truly matters, regardless of others' opinions or provocations. When you develop this indifference, you create a shield against the criticisms and disapprovals that often destabilize those still seeking external validation. True Stoic strength lies in the ability to remain unshaken, showing that your value does not depend on others' opinions, but on your own integrity and self-confidence. Imagine a situation where you are being publicly criticized, whether at work, on social media, or in personal circles. The common reaction would be to try to defend yourself or justify your actions, but the modern Stoic understands that indifference is a much more powerful response. By not allowing yourself to be affected by criticism, you send a clear message. Your inner peace cannot be disturbed by opinions that have no relevance to your goals and values. This kind of indifference is not coldness, but a demonstration of self-control and clarity about what really matters. Indifference, when practiced consistently, becomes armor against manipulation attempts. When people realize that their words or actions cannot destabilize you, they inevitably lose interest in trying to provoke you. This creates an environment where you are seen as someone unshakable and confident, characteristics that are deeply respected. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true freedom is being immune to external influences, and indifference is a crucial step toward achieving this freedom. To apply this indifference in everyday life, a practical exercise can be daily reflection on what really deserves your attention. At the end of each day, ask yourself, do others' opinions really matter to my personal progress? This simple practice can help reinforce indifference to trivial criticisms. Additionally, reading and reflecting on Stoic phrases can serve as a constant reminder that external opinions have no power to define your value. By internalizing this perspective, you will be more prepared to deal with any situation without being emotionally affected. This indifference creates a solid foundation for the journey of self-knowledge that we will address next. When you learn to distance yourself from others' opinions, it becomes easier to turn inward and explore your true essence, discovering what really motivates your actions and choices. Topic 10. The journey of self-knowledge. The journey of self-knowledge is undoubtedly one of the most profound and transformative paths within Stoic philosophy. For the modern Stoic, knowing oneself is more than just introspection. It is a continuous commitment to inner truth and authenticity. This journey requires courage because it reveals both the virtues and weaknesses that reside within each of us. However, it is through this process of self-exploration that you begin to live truly aligned with your values, creating a solid foundation for all your choices and actions. Imagine yourself in a situation where you must make a difficult decision, such as choosing between keeping a secure job or pursuing an uncertain life dream. Most people seek external answers, but the Stoic turns inward, using self-knowledge as a guide. By understanding your true motivations and desires, you can make decisions that not only make logical sense, but are also in harmony with your essence. This Stoic practice of introspection not only clarifies decisions, but also brings a sense of peace and purpose that is rare in a world full of distractions and external influences. Self-knowledge is also fundamental to identifying and overcoming the weaknesses we all have. By honestly confronting your own flaws, you not only strengthen yourself but also become more authentic in your interactions. Stoic philosophy teaches that there is no shame in having flaws. The shame lies in ignoring them or allowing them to govern your life. By recognizing your limitations and actively working to overcome them, you set yourself on a path of constant evolution where each challenge becomes an opportunity for personal growth. To deepen this journey, a useful practice is to keep a reflective journal where you record your thoughts, actions, and feelings daily. This habit, inspired by Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, allows you to review your actions and decisions, identifying patterns that may be steering you away from your goals. Additionally, reading Stoic books and regularly practicing meditation can help silence external noise, allowing you to hear your own inner voice more clearly. This deep journey of self-knowledge lays the groundwork for the practice of brutal honesty, the next Stoic principle we will explore. When you know yourself in depth, it becomes much easier to be brutally honest both with yourself and with others, which is essential for living an authentic and meaningful life. Topic 11. The virtue of honesty. Brutal honesty is a virtue that, though often uncomfortable, is essential for living an authentic and meaningful life, especially in Stoic practice. In modern Stoicism, being honest is not just about telling the truth, but living in complete transparency with yourself and others. This practice of honesty requires courage because it often means confronting difficult realities or admitting personal flaws. However, it is this transparency that strengthens relationships, builds trust, and eliminates the manipulations that often contaminate our interactions. Consider a situation where you are asked to give feedback on a colleague's work. The temptation might be to soften the truth to avoid discomfort, but the Stoic understands that brutal honesty, while it may seem harsh at the moment, is actually an act of respect and responsibility. By being direct and clear, you not only help the other grow, but also reinforce your own integrity. Stoic philosophy teaches us that living a life aligned with truth is the key to a fulfilling existence, and that any deviation from honesty weakens this foundation. This virtue of brutal honesty also extends to how we treat ourselves. It is easy to fall into the trap of self-delusion, justifying our actions and failures to protect our ego. However, the modern Stoic knows that true growth can only happen when we are brutally honest with ourselves. By recognizing and accepting our weaknesses, we can work to overcome them, and thus become better versions of ourselves. This practice of self-honesty is one of the pillars that sustain the life of a Stoic, because, without it, the journey of self-knowledge becomes superficial. To incorporate this brutal honesty into your life, a useful exercise is to regularly conduct an honesty audit. Take time to reflect on your actions and words, questioning whether they are truly aligned with your values and whether you are being completely honest with yourself and others. Additionally, reading works that explore Stoicism, such as Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, can serve as a guide to better understand the importance of this virtue and how to apply it in daily life. This practice of brutal honesty prepares you for the principle of acceptance, which we will explore next. By living a life in complete transparency, you become more capable of accepting life's realities, understanding that not everything is under your control, but that your response to these realities is what truly matters. Topic 12. The power of acceptance. The power of acceptance is one of the fundamental pillars of Stoicism, and it is through it that we find true inner peace. In modern Stoicism, accepting life's circumstances without resistance is a demonstration of wisdom and strength. This does not mean resignation or passivity, but rather a deep understanding that there are things beyond our control. When you practice acceptance, you are acknowledging that the way you react to circumstances is much more important than the circumstances themselves. This understanding brings with it a serenity that disarms those who expect you to react with despair or frustration. Imagine yourself in a situation where something unexpected and undesirable happens, like a financial loss or a sudden change in plans. The common reaction would be to try to resist or fight against reality, which often leads to more suffering. The Stoic, however, embraces acceptance as a means of preserving their inner peace. By accepting what has happened, you free yourself from the burden of resistance and open up space to respond in a calmer and more effective way. This acceptance is an expression of internal control, showing that you are capable of handling any situation in a serene and thoughtful manner. Acceptance is also a way to connect more deeply with reality. Often, resistance to what is inevitable arises from an attempt to shape the world to our expectations, which inevitably leads to frustration. Stoic philosophy teaches that by accepting things as they are without trying to change them at all costs, you develop a clearer and more realistic view of life. This realism allows you to make wiser choices based on what is, rather than what you would like it to be. To practice acceptance in daily life, a useful approach is to reflect on what is within and beyond your control. Make a mental or written list of the things you can influence and those that are beyond your reach. Focusing your energies on what can be changed and accepting what cannot is an effective way to reduce stress and increase your emotional resilience. Reading Stoic texts like Marcus Aurelius's Meditations can serve as a powerful tool for internalizing this practice, constantly reminding you of the importance of acceptance in your life. This acceptance, cultivated over time, prepares you for the importance of discipline, which we will discuss next. When you accept what cannot be changed, it becomes easier to focus on what can be controlled, and discipline is the key to ensuring that you do this effectively. Topic 13. The importance of discipline. Discipline is the virtue that supports all other Stoic practices. In modern Stoicism, it is seen as the foundation upon which a life of purpose and alignment with one's values is built. Maintaining focus on your goals, regardless of the distractions or difficulties that arise along the way, requires constant and firm discipline. Those who master this virtue can shape their lives according to their principles, turning discipline into a powerful tool for achieving personal growth and true freedom. Think of a goal you want to achieve, whether personal or professional. Without discipline, that goal may become just a distant dream, an idea that never materializes. The Stoic understands that discipline is what turns intentions into reality, whether in the form of establishing daily routines, such as morning meditation practice, or reading Stoic books, or adhering to a rigorous action plan. Discipline is what keeps you on the right path, even when things get tough. It is through this constant practice that you not only strengthen your mind, but also your character. Discipline is also the antidote to procrastination and lack of focus. In a world full of distractions, staying firm in your decisions and commitments requires conscious effort. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true freedom does not lie in doing what one wants at all times, but in having control over oneself to do what is necessary. Discipline in this sense is the key to a successful and balanced life, allowing you to remain firm in your values and goals, even when confronted with temptations or challenges. To cultivate discipline, an effective practice is to set clear goals and break them down into smaller, manageable steps. Create a schedule that includes specific moments to work on your goals and follow it rigorously. Additionally, reading about the lives of great Stoics like Marcus Aurelius can provide inspiration and models of how discipline was essential to achieving great deeds. Continuous practice of discipline reinforces your self-confidence and resilience, showing yourself and others that your determination is unshakable. This discipline, when integrated into your daily life, not only shapes your character, but also ensures that you live a fuller life focused on your deepest values. With this, you conclude the exploration of Stoic virtues, but the learning and practice of these principles continue to guide you on your journey of self-knowledge and growth. So what will you do from now on? Will you continue to accept being underestimated, or will you take control of your life? The change is within your reach and only depends on you taking the first step. And speaking of first steps, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications to keep learning and strengthening yourself. Together we will further explore the power of Stoicism and how it can transform your life, making you unshakable in the face of any adversity.